and a Dubai-based Filipino professor receives recognition from an association of Filipino-American educators. He joins us to share how he uses his profession to make a positive impact to the community. This is the final word on CNN Philippines. I'm Rico Hizon. One educator has set himself apart in leading and teaching young minds. He has gone the extra mile to support underprivileged students in the country. Joining us now from Dubai is Outstanding Leadership in Education awardee, Professor Rommel Sergio. Professor, thank you so much for joining us on the final word. What did you feel when you received this recognition?
Wow, first and foremost, thank you, Sir Rico, for the opportunity to be here. Overwhelming in general. I had mixed emotions as well. Accepting the award is definitely exhilarating. However, being their speaker at the international conference, also in New York, same event, and signing my book in the New York's hub, the Oculus, is even more exciting, I suppose. Well, I still cannot describe the overwhelming feeling. So receiving the award, just a niche and case in the agenda of my travel, plus seeing a crowd of more than 300 educators from around U.S., Philippines, and Middle East. This is a blessing I will cherish throughout time, Sir Rico.
All right. It was a wonderful experience that you had in New York. But what does this mean to you as a Filipino educator overseas? You've been now teaching in Dubai over the past 15 years.
Right. This definitely means a lot. The award, Outstanding Leadership in Education, is one of the highest accolades conferred by the United Federation of Filipino-American Educators, which is called Unified, the biggest educators association in the U.S. So it's interesting. The citation recognizes excellence in teaching, research, community engagement, and also administration. So I suppose, Sir Rico, it is an affirmation of the good deeds, not just from myself as an educator, as a community leader, but that of my organization that has been of support throughout this time. So for a mental health advocate like me, this means inspiring the community that I serve and to continue to do good so people would emulate from it.
Share with us your journey, Professor Rommel. What brought you to the Canadian University in Dubai?
I have a very interesting story, Rico. I was an HR practitioner back in the Philippines, and then eventually shifted my gears to teach at the LSU Dasmariñas for about 8 years. When I had finished my obligation to, just like a typical Filipino, to finance the education of my 3 siblings, then I have finished my first PhD in psychology. I decided to be in the UAE. So landing a teaching job in the UAE, especially in the higher education institution, Sir Rico, is definitely tough. Especially if you would want to be part of Canadian University Dubai, which is a QS World Ranked university. So I had to prepare, Sir Rico, taking my second PhD in UK for 3 years. I was inside and outside the country. I specialized in HRM. Then eventually, I had to really equip myself with the research skills, community engagements. This is because this is the powerhouse set of skills that a particular university would be wanting to have. So when I first saw the university itself, the physical entity, I was stunned. It was beautiful. I said to myself, Lord God, allow me to work there. It didn't happen overnight, true. I had to really do my due diligence to be part of it. You know, being in industry, particularly in the corporate world, is one probably of the good elements why that's an indicator of excellence for many universities in the UAE to somehow into a credential like that of mine.
You are indeed a Filipino pride in education. You are not only an award-winning professor, but you also have an Amazon best-selling book, Management Cases, Thriving Organizations in the New Normal. Share with us some of the key formulas to succeed amid these challenging and stressful times.
Right. I myself, I lost my job somewhere two years back when the pandemic was really at its peak. So no one is indispensable, Sir Rico, when it comes to stress, being exposed to stress and depression. You know, so awareness is the key. And once we have seen the need to recognize things as they arise, no matter how difficult, we come to our senses to adjust. So it's recognizing the need that we need help at some extent, and extend the help that you are capable of giving. This is very essential too. And lastly, I would want to say it's good to know, Sariko, that challenges happen for a reason, and that we need to find ways to definitely cope. It's embedded in my first book. Lessons learned during the pandemic is truly highlighted in some interventions, such as self-help is indeed essential for us to know.
Congratulations, Professor, and
Thank you.
continue to shine in the education sector worldwide. Outstanding Leadership in Education awardee, Professor Rommel Sergio, joining us from Dubai. And before we go, here are words from Mahatma Gandhi on the importance of education. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. And that's the final word this Tuesday, August the 30th. Join us again tomorrow for Music and News, Music and Trust. I'm Rico Hizon. Stay safe, stay healthy. Good night.